Very good afternoon. Thank you for watching UBC TV, Uganda's national broadcaster. We are live at the broadcast house along Nile Avenue in Kampala. This is UBC Weekly News Roundup. My name is Crispus Arineitwe. Now in our first story. The new leader of the Catholic Church, Pope Leo XIV, has officially begun his papacy with a ceremonial mass in St. Peter's Square. In his homily, he called for unity and more care for nature and the poor. Let's see the highlights of this inauguration. UBC Weekly News Roundup. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, on day 6 of his Western Ugandan tour, addressed Toro sub-region leaders, emphasizing the need for leadership in championing wealth creation. At Humura Senior Secondary School in Kyejegwa district, Museveni was accompanied by the First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni. Let's see more.
As part of his regional wealth creation tour to Toro sub-region, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has held a long-day leaders conference in Kyejegwa district. Toro sub-region leaders meeting has been convened at Humura Senior Secondary School grounds in Kyejegwa.
This is not the first time that you're moving in the whole country to wake your people to get out of poverty. I want to ask the people of Toro to clap for you, more especially for this Kisanja. You have so far traversed 17 sub-regions.
The delegates included political, religious, cultural and opinion leaders.
It is going to be your choice under the leadership of the president to remain poor, because he is the master and he has showed the seed of wealth that our people must get out of poverty.
Your Excellency, granting the city status to Fort Portal as a tourism city of Uganda, we have all the hope that this will become a one-stop center for both national and international tourism in this country.
Toro sub-region leaders memorandum highlighted the return of peace in this area as a key path to the current development.
You have done tremendous effort to splash out border conflict through Operation Suja. Across border security threats have been wiped out. Our people are now enjoying relative peace, and this has boosted trade within and without the region.
The memorandum further pointed at the poor road infrastructure of Kampala, Mityana, Mubende, Fort Portal roads, among others.
President Orugudorun is the main commercial route that connects Uganda and Democratic Republic of Congo. Businesses have been highly affected by the dilapidated sections along the road.
President, thank you for being our leader. Thank you for always teaching us to prioritize things. And I've always reminded leaders that for everything we have, there must be a reference. So you are our reference in leadership.
Districts of Kamwenge, Kitagwenda, Kyenjojo, Kyejegwa, Kabarole, Fort Portal City, among others, make up Toro sub-region.
That at this sitting of regional leaders of Toro, held today the 17th day of May, we hereby unanimously resolve that Your Excellency General Retired Yoweri Kaguta Museveni be our sole NRM presidential candidate for the year 2026-2031.
Tuya kustoba bahandi cheteke ona saini Secretary General yakufaba babuze kibuzo kugira ngo agire record ngo abantu batoro mwasharamu ngo President Yoweri Museveni agumize muka president wetu.
To know and share so that they walk with their heads up and they explain to the population to know that Uganda, like a plane taking off, the economy is taking off with the pilot Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. You don't change a pilot when the plane is taking off.
President Museveni has been in company of First Lady, also Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni.
What I'm saying is that the NRM has done a lot of things since the 1960s, and things are doable. However, the problem we always see is the harmonization of thinking.
Museveni sent back these leaders to go back in their backyards and be preachers of wealth creation and free education, among other assignments.
Ati nimbasaba mutatwambiriza kwihe sente mbanaku tukakora ebintu eby'enkorakorana erikujja kuyamba abaguda boka katwami abanaku baitu nyeke inja kukibazaho harare sente za PDM ukurora ngo zagumiza abanaku barugayo.
With Uganda's oil exploration at the corner, Museveni reiterates that more developmental projects will be accomplished.
Uru rugutu tuja kurukora tuja kurugarukamo urwa Kampala Mityana nazune tuja kuzukora. I have got a big program. Mujuke ngo amajuta gaitu garehe kurugayo amagito getu kugaratandika kurugayo ubu buntu bwona tuja ubuntu bwona tubukora.
President Museveni will address Toro sub-region on Sunday 18th May 2025 at a public rally to be hosted in Kitagwenda district, marking his last stopover of Wave Creation Drive in the region. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Now in more reports, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni held high-level discussions with His Majesty King Oyo Nyimba Kabamba Iguru Rukidi IV, the Queen Mother Best Kenigisa Akik, and a delegation from the Toro Kingdom at the State Lodge in Fort Portal. The talks focused on strategic development projects designed to boost tourism and strengthen cooperation between the central government and the kingdom. Central to the discussions was the construction of a modern stadium in Fort Portal and the expansion of the existing aerodrome into a fully operational airport. Both key initiatives expected to attract investment and stimulate regional economic growth. President Museveni also addressed long-standing land matters within the kingdom, reaffirming the government's commitment to peaceful coexistence through dialogue and mutual understanding. A critical step forward includes the planned signing of a memorandum of understanding to facilitate the return of land titles to the kingdom. King Oyo was accompanied by the newly appointed Kingdom Prime Minister, Right Honorable Calvin Armstrong Romide Akik, who outlined the kingdom's vision for unity, development and partnership. Also present were Deputy Prime Minister, Right Honorable Henry Basaliza Arali and Right Honorable Harriet Nyakake Aboli, as well as Tourism Minister, Honorable Kanto Joan Elsie, members of the Kingdom, Land Board and other distinguished royals. Let's see more. Yeah, in a landmark moment this morning, Uganda Airlines this morning launched its first direct flight to London Gatwick, a move government officials say will spur trade, tourism and investment between the two countries. The maiden flight, UR110, pushed back at 10:25 a.m. aboard an Airbus A330-800neo. This will be the longest sector in the carrier's network at 6,464 kilometers. The service will run 4 times a week, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday, linking Uganda to the United Kingdom in just over 9 hours. Let's watch more.
London has become our 17th destination and 13th country that Uganda Airlines serves. This route strategically links Uganda with key businesses, tourism, and diaspora markets in Western Europe and beyond. Our national development ambitions, as outlined in the Uganda's Vision 2040, recognize aviation as a catalyst for economic transformation and market access.
Our partnership with the UK is going to be deepened, particularly in terms of moving know-how from UK to Uganda, technology. You know, we take for granted when we see just human beings moving around, but that for us as economists, we are seeing know-how moving around, and we are likely to benefit from that because UK is one of the most efficient innovators in the world.
We're not going to London to look for NGOs, no. We're not going to London to ask for donations. We are going to London to do what the PSS has said. Attract investment, investors to come here.
It has been over 3 years of negotiating, discussing between the UK team and Uganda Airlines and Civil Aviation Authority. Our statistics here indicate that UK has, over the last 10 years, been among the top 5 final destinations for passengers departing Uganda.
Still this week, the proposed amendments to the UPDF Act aiming to deter civilians from illegally possessing military items such as firearms and army attire. The Attorney General Chiwanuka told MPs scrutinizing the UPDF Amendment Bill 2025 that the proposed law serves as a deterrent factor. Let's watch more.
Attorney General Chiwanuka, alongside generals from the court martial led by Joint Chief of Staff Legal Services Brigadier General Moses Wandera, appeared before the Joint Committee reviewing the UPDF Amendment Bill 2025 to defend the proposed changes. Although the stage required the appearance of the Minister of Defence and Veteran Affairs, MPs expressed concern when the UPDF legal team appeared instead.
We are going to do this in the presence of the witnesses, in the presence of the brigadiers, in the presence of the colonel, presence of the lieutenants. Chair, I have reservation. Are you doing this to intimidate members of the committee? Because this procedure is completely alien.
We got a problem with the clause after they have left, again calling them back. I thought it would be tedious.
At one point, need to dispense with attendance of the UPDF.
I was thinking that we should have the minister here, because this should be coming with their minister. And even if they are to make any contribution, it should be with their minister. If their minister is here, I don't think Honorable Jonathan would have any problem.
Chiwanuka addressed several queries during his first session with the committee. He proposed that all military stores be clearly marked to discourage civilian misuse of items such as firearms, boots and uniforms.
As long as the billet does not have that insignia or emblem, then it's not UPDF.
The purpose is not to guard the UPDF stores and keep them in stores. It is to ensure that they are not misused in the public. If a person breaks into a house at night in that uniform, how am I to know whether it is UPDF or a thief wearing something similar to UPDF? So as you go through this law, let us be careful to discourage the public from even using those things which are similar to military stores. So that
there's inscription like on shoes, but there are colors that are specifically earmarked for the police, for UPDF, for prisons. You cannot joke with those colors. We cannot bring those colors to be on inscription.
The committee also sought clarity on Section 30 of the bill regarding service offences. Chiwanuka noted that UPDF operations often involve civilians, citing interventions in Karamoja, especially in cattle rustling.
Operations of UPDF are very much civilian-based because UPDF works more with civilian operations. So Section 1, subsection 1A, where a person voluntarily accompanies a unit or other element in active service in a place. So you know you're going into active service. You voluntarily go there. So if you know that you're going to attack, it's a war, and you voluntarily take that step, then don't run away.
Once the UPDFs have come to your village, you just said, all the young men lying, let's go, let's help us in this. And the fear here is that if you introduce an offense along the way, you have no defense. If you say you are voluntary, which you are not, and then you...
Chiwanuka expressed optimism that the law would curb civilian misuse of firearms and other military stores.
Why do we have to take them to the court-martial? Two things. You're discussing guns, the court-martial are the ones who understand guns. So if you're talking about the use of violent means of doing things, The people who understand the violent circumstances under which those things can be done are soldiers. So if I'm going to go and ask a person, why did you shoot? I was under threat of attack. Was it self-defense? The soldier will be able to understand whether this was self-defense or it was not self-defense. In this circumstance, what would I do? So we are saying that the civilians who want to be civilians should stay away from firearms illegally.
He also explained the offense of aiding and abetting.
And abet, not the stealing of iron sheets, but murder, aggravated robbery, kidnap with intent, treason, misprision of treason, and cattle rustling. Let us use another example. A civilian is embedded in an active service of distributing relief. Then this soldier and the civilian leave this town and they go to a person's home and they kill the person. Yes, that civilian and the soldier will be subject to military law.
Of tolerance that has been exhibited may not sufficiently allow evidence to be brought to determine who is innocent and who is guilty. In most cases, there has been that omnibus conviction.
Brigadier General Wandera noted that in criminal law, separating the aider from the principal offender may weaken the case.
Now, the robbery was committed by the UPDF soldiers. The two cousins are not the civilian. Now, Article 210 requires us, the UPDF, to instill discipline in the force. Here we are, placed in a corner. Civilians who are opting, as the Honorable Attorney General has been emphasizing time and time again, who feel they should associate with us, get some errant soldiers, aid them to do this act.
Bugweri County MP Abdu Katuntu questioned why the court-martial, established in 1968, has become a point of contention. I'm Nafka Farid and Gloria Gwitabinji at Parliament.
You are still tuned to UBC Weekly News Roundup. My name is Crispus Arineitwe. Now in my report, Kampala-based youth are rallying support to girls in West Nile through a unique fundraising effort. Over 1,000 girls from 3 districts in West Nile are expected to benefit from an initiative that began as a grassroots community movement. Take a look.
A bid to provide sanitary pads and essential hygiene kits to over 1,000 girls in West Nile. Youths in Kampala took part in a lively fundraising quiz night organized by Femitalk West Nile. Patience Ayikuru, a native of the region, made a heartfelt appeal to Ugandans to support the initiative. She explained why the campaign's first phase is focused on Koboko, Yumbe, and Bongi districts. This was during an event held at Wild Ones on 7th Street, Kampala.
This time we want to fundraise sanitary towels, products in general for over 1,000 girls in Koboko district, Yumbe district, and Obongi district in West Nile. The reason why we chose these 3 districts is not because of where they are, but it's just because Femtalk West Nile is within that region, and so we decided to selectively choose these districts randomly in order to reach out to very vulnerable people. We are going to reach out to girls aged 12 to 19 years, but also girls who are less privileged, who are either orphans, school dropouts, or those that are going to government schools and do not have access to these sanitary pads.
Meanwhile, Femitalk West Nile continues to engage stakeholders and community leaders to rally support ahead of the main distribution event set for the 28th. At the event, youths actively shared personal experiences and motivations.
Why we're doing it is because we want to take ownership of our problems in this country. We want to use our privilege to better the lives of other young women across the country and all women that are here with us.
That wants to develop has to develop everyone. And that means everyone, including the girl child. And her access to pads is crucial in her continued education.
we decided that this was an initiative that was extremely near and dear to our hearts, because we as feminists and we as women's rights activists, we need to start getting into the business of actually pushing our issues and finding solutions for our issues.
I wanted to raise awareness and create impact by making this small pad drive. We realize the impact may be a bit temporary. However, we believe that episodal engagements on such issues can lead to greater impact in the entire social justice movement.
Patience Ayikuru called on Ugandans to stand up for the dignity and rights of young women.
So it's upon all of us to speak up and call up for policies that ensure free sanitary towels for these girls, but also that each and every one of us appreciates and respects the dignity of a young woman out there, so that they feel comfortable even as they go through these monthly periods.
Okello Charles Madid for UBC.
Now going to Rotary. The Rotary clubs of Makindye and Kulambiro installed new presidents in a joint ceremony attended by District Governor Godfrey Chitakule and past District Governor Ken Mugisha. John Kigonza was officially installed as the 39th president of the Rotary Club of Makindye, succeeding Rosemary Nakauka. Pelasia Entusima also took over from Juliet Kamisha as the 5th president of the Rotary Club of Kulambiro, a daughter club of Makindye. Take a look of this report.
In his address, District Governor Godfrey Chitakule emphasized the importance of unity and sustainable growth, likening club expansion to building a generational legacy.
The presidential message for our Rotary year is uniting to do good. And the fact that our presidents of Makindye and Kulambiro have been humble enough to share the stage in the joint installation, that really emphasizes the issue of uniting to do good. It's for those who are parents. Every parent wants to have that child that listens, grows up, and does good things, and brings pride to a home. So Rotary Club of Makindye, thank you for giving us a very good child.
Sound of the gong and bell from our president.
Incoming President John Kugonza expressed heartfelt gratitude to his club for entrusting him with the role after several previous nominations. He pledged committed and transformative leadership, building on the strong foundation laid by his predecessor, Rosemary Nakauka.
Your legacy will continue to inspire us so much. Thank you so much, Rosemary. Rosemary, you have done a lot to make sure that you put our club to the greater heights. And I believe with foundation laid, we shall be able to start from that onwards. Thank you so much.
Outgoing Makindye President Rosemary Nakauka was praised for her visionary and impactful leadership during her tenure.
We had wanted to do a global grant. At one time we were excited because a partner had been identified for us, but unfortunately somehow it aborted. That was a challenge to us. But I pray that my colleague John will be to take over from where we have left it. We are also trying to copy the big clubs on Club Run, and we hope by the end of the next Rotary year, we will also be more visible to the district, more than what we are now.
Juliet Kemisha, outgoing president of the Rotary Club of Kulambiro, highlighted the club's growth and dynamic spirit, noting the addition of 11 new members and several impactful community projects.
We experienced a tragedy in Chitezi because of the garbage. I will proudly say that in our community, we have a champion, Rotarian Gloria. She's a director youth services, but she has passion for garbage. I don't know where she derives this from. This lady stood out. We have conducted garbage segregation sessions in our community as a club, and we have seen ourselves improve. This garbage segregation project runs
with the Keep Kulambiro Clean project that we do quarterly.
I, Pelagia Tsime, do solemnly pledge that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the Rotary Club of Kulambiro.
The ceremony emphasized the values of leadership, continuity, and the enduring Rotary spirit of service above self, so that Kaye, UBC News.
Thank you for keeping your tabs on UBC Weekly News Roundup. Education authorities in Mukono Municipal Council are calling on teachers to embrace training in special needs education, particularly within early children care and education sector. The call was made during the second graduation ceremony of First Line Institute of Higher Education held in Sunday, Mukono District. Take a look.
A number of aspiring teachers often shun away from enrolling in special needs education courses, an issue that has widened the gap in schools serving children with disabilities. Due to a shortage of trained and professional special needs educators, this challenge not only affects the education sector, but also violates the rights of children with disabilities, as provided for under Article 30 of the Constitution of Uganda.
Because we have them in society, and we have seen parents who keep them at home, and they look at them as a disgrace to the society. I also encourage those going for the teaching profession to actually take up the special needs education.
We encourage the government to design programs that can help us train these nursery teachers how to handle children with special needs.
Nalugo also challenged the negative perception held by some people towards teaching as a professional, encouraging a shift in attitude.
Many teachers, they are trained and qualified, but you find them in other businesses there. The people who are in the teaching field should do all that they can to ensure that they encourage our learners to embrace the teaching profession.
She made the remarks while officiating at the graduation ceremony, where over 50 students were awarded with certificates in early childhood care and education.
Nursery teaching is the best course for anyone because it is a course which you can study one and you employ yourself. Two, it's a course which has very many clients. Parents discourage their children from coming to take on these courses of nursery teachers because they think they do not earn them money.
Speaking at the same event, the Institute's principal, Robert Odong, highlighted several challenges faced by institutes offering such specialized programs.
Our students complain so much that they are not employed by the government. So we call upon the government to speed up the process of employing nursery teachers so that it can motivate younger people to join the nursery teaching profession.
Komaket Charles to Odera, the chief guest, emphasized the critical role schools play in ensuring children protection within the learning environment.
Let us protect children from the school where they come, and as well establish relationship with the parents of these children so that we know what environment these children have.
Much as our daughters and sons are graduating with a certificate, always, every morning, every time you talk to them, tell them, my daughter, my son, what you have is not enough.
First Line Institute of Higher Education, affiliated with Makerere University, also offers certificate courses in school administration and management, secretariat studies, entrepreneurship, computer applications, ICT, among others. Deborah Namamode, UBC News.
The president of the Mothers Union in Busoga Diocese, Mrs. Natasha Chemanti, has re-emphasized government's efforts in supporting women projects in the country. Chemanti was at Bugodi Church in Bayita-Mbogwe, Mayuge District during St. Mary's Day celebrations. In her message, Mrs. Chemanti called on Christians to be law-abiding citizens because it's part of God's command. The president pledged 300 million shillings towards construction of St. Mary's House. Let's see more.
ever since we started Mary's House, he has been giving us a lot of support, a lot of contributions, and Mama Kadaga has been our link person. Mama Kadaga has done a lot in encouraging us and also linking us to the office of the president. We thank God so much.
So far, how is it?
Reverend Dr. Paul Moses Samson Nemane Mukembo, and today it has been Mothers Union celebration is Bishogadam. We are asking the Lord that the Lord will uphold them and continue in the ministry of Mothers Union. Marriages have many problems and difficulties and whatever, but we said you keep your marriages. However much the marriage is squeezing you, however much you find problems in your marriage, as a mother, you are the foundation of our families. Keep your...
So today we have come here to strengthen that spirit, to encourage the mothers to continue mentoring the children, continue educating the children, because the future of Uganda, the future of Africa, the future of humanity depends on how good and how well the mothers will keep their children, their husbands and their children.
The Uganda Communications Commission launched a new initiative called the Tochigeza campaign aimed at fighting telecom vandalism and internet misuse in Uganda. This campaign comes alongside proposed amendments to the UCC Act, which seek to introduce harsher penalties, including lifetime imprisonment for offenders involved in damaging telecommunications infrastructure. Let's see more.
The Tochigeza campaign focuses on raising public awareness and strengthening protection for vital telecommunication infrastructure, including underground and overhead cables, communication masts, and other network components. UCC Executive Director Nyombi Tembo highlighted the significant financial losses caused by cable theft, emphasizing the disruption these crimes cause in critical sectors such as education, healthcare, security, and finance.
And this should lead to life imprisonment. It's not a joke. So the penalties are going to be really apt. So that's what we say, Tochigeza, because we don't want to see our people rotting in prison for life. We don't want to see our people paying fines, especially the companies who buy these cables.
Representatives from major telecom companies like Airtel, MTN, and security agencies attended the event.
That is our commitment to the people, because we are investing day in, day out, not only in terms of money, but the efforts of our engineers, efforts of our sales force. And that gets a break when somebody does this kind of menace, which is called vandalism.
He didn't say it here, but DTC was losing generators that were more than 3 tons. If you can lose the generator, the thief came with a crane, a low loader, and he carried it in front of people in the market there. For them, they assumed this is the work of the place, because no one has sensitized them. So it's important to sensitize them. I agree with you. I am going to be part of that Tochigeza campaign.
ATC CEO Dorothy Kabagambe Semanda disclosed that Uganda experiences about 20 cable theft incidences per month, which severely affects service delivery in schools, hospitals, banks, and homes.
We are working very hard to ensure that we can protect this telecommunication equipment. We've put trackers in a lot of these batteries and generators, and matter of fact, we've been able to apprehend a lot of criminals because we're able to trace and track this equipment that is taken from our towers.
Uganda Communications Commission hopes that the Tochigeza campaign and other upcoming legislative changes will act as strong deterrents, ensuring more secure and reliable communication services throughout the country. Wadulo Arnold Mark, UBC News, in Kampala.
The fifth edition of the Teen Talk engagement took place at Greenhill Academy School in Chibuli, Kampala. The event aimed to educate teenagers about the law and its significance. Let's see more.
The 5th edition of the Teen Talk engagement has helped teenagers develop a better understanding of the law and its implications in their daily lives. Police Officer Richard Musisi discussed critical issues such as sex assault, murder, drugs, and alcohol.
As police, as law enforcement officers in the country, custodians of the law, we've got a lot of work to do to find really what happens in this school. We also realize that we have had a lot of students, people killing themselves in schools. I think what we are doing and what we did today must be done quite often when these kids have some time, especially in holidays. They will benefit a lot, and that way we shall bring up children who are upright, children who know the law, and therefore shall have better leaders.
The engagement shaped the teenagers' understanding about the law, reminding them to make informed decisions and navigate complex situations.
We have learned the impact which comes while taking these drugs, what it can cause to us, our health, and how people will look at us when we do these drugs.
Something that I personally picked out from it would be when they were talking about drug abuse. Now, from it, I've got that drug abuse has, well, drug abuse for one is obvious, that is the misuse of drugs and what the effects of it. It's also best to only take drugs prescribed to you and not do them just because certain people said that it's good or it's cool or you find it fun.
That crime is any unlawful act, and that crime prevention is any way or method of controlling or preventing crime.
This recurring holiday program is organized by Lillian Sengoba and Doreen Loabi, who are eager to ensure that the youth of today are shaped for a better tomorrow. Marsha Miro Victor, UBC News.
Big thing about the MTN Super. Wali yakapia musite wali yakapia. MTN kabo the Super mustairompia. Then you kabo the smartphone nebi akabibiona. MTN kabo the Super mustairompia. Then you kabo the smartphone nebi akabibiona.
Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest mpora in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN. MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort, and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW project's services.
The GROW project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
Here just searching, still deciding, what am I watching? We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. I'm at my business, enjoying success, not just address, all of our progress. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. But first wait, with what internet? 4K HD, non-stop action. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Jerry car. With MTN. We are what? Unstoppable.
With you and MTN together, our progress is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable.
Welcome from that short breather. My name is Crispus Arineitwe. Now into the business sector. Large-scale farmers are embracing organic farming as a way of addressing agrochemical misuse. Deus Nwagaba, a coffee farmer in Namayumba Town Council in Wakiso District, is practicing organic farming on his 10-acre coffee farm. Let's watch more.
There is growing concern over the misuse of agrochemicals that are not friendly to the environment and human health. Large-scale farmers are now embracing organic farming as a way of addressing agrochemical misuse, but also to preserve biodiversity. Deus Nwagaba, practicing coffee farming on the 10-acre farm in Namayumba Town Council in Wakiso District, has embraced the use of organic agri-inputs, an initiative he says is the reorientation of the farming system to restore soil health and biodiversity.
It's a way of going because, especially for the organic inputs now, we are looking at how to regenerate our farming system and to create a sustainable farming system, because the inorganic inputs have proved we use them, but they are not sustainable, both for the farm and the farm workers, all the farm human beings.
The organic farming for coffee farmers is facilitated by the National Union of Coffee Agribusiness and Farm Enterprise. Working with partners like Vamipro, manufacturers and distributors like Makonde Organic Uganda Limited, organic farm inputs are availed to farmers.
Farmers are not aware that currently in the country there's opportunity for organic inputs that now guarantee the same productivity levels that the inorganic inputs can do.
Our weather is changing, the weather pattern is changing every day. It's getting dry every day. And you find that the moment you have got this changing weather pattern, it becomes hard to farm. So this product is able to enable the plant to withstand water stress.
However, farmers need more awareness on the application of organic farming systems.
The costs of inputs, they're still high to an ordinary farmer. So that requires also a special intervention.
Nwagaba has integrated organic farming with a solar-powered irrigation system as an adaptive climate change mechanism.
Is that there should be a viability of facilities at the sub-county level where farmers can always go and have this service accessed.
Government has also been commended for supporting the production of organic farm inputs.
To see that we can.
Now to the onions business. Onion farmers in Ruahi Kabale district are calling on the government for for financial support to sustain and grow their enterprises. Ruahi is a key supply point for onions along the Kabale-Ntungamo-Mbarara Highway. However, farmers who previously sold to Tanzania and the DRC plus Rwanda are now at risk of losing these markets due to inconsistent production.
Actually helping our local people who cannot access these commercial banks, because people fear even to go there. But for us, we are in contact with them. Some of them, they are our relatives, they are their neighbors, they are local, and actually they strive, because since 2006, members have been mobilizing their own resources in savings, buying shares, and the little resources we are using as Turvamwe Sacco, we have never even borrowed from either a commercial bank. We have been operating using the local resources we have been mobilizing.
When you give someone a loan of agriculture, let's say he's going to do farming in onions, that farmer will pay after harvest. So it becomes difficult for that farmer to pay before the harvest period.
So twatandikiraho sako bwo bwire imbere kerimbi ibintu bitabonire tutine kasete koko yambisa kandi tutine na kasete koko basa kwinjisa. So sako ko yatandikire yatuyamba twaguma ntuzo ntuya yakasente twatandike byo kwinga yatuyamba munonga.
To the sports sector, Mengo City have won the 2024-2025 Bet Power Futsal Super League crown after beating Crown Lubiri 10-0 on match day 22. The Stormers completed the season with 57 points, 1 point ahead of former champions Park FC. Our reporter Mashamir has more.
"22 matches played, 18 victories, 1 loss and 3 draws were enough for the Mengo City Stormers to win their first ever Futsal League crown. They had that belief.
It is too joyful actually when you win your first season, and since actually Mengo was being built, Mengo is the first time Mengo, as the name of Mengo, they have won the cup. It means a lot. What makes this team special is one, we are a family. Mengo it's a community, it's not a club. It's all about community. We play for our hearts, we play for our badge. That's what makes Mengo proud.
Mengo City snatched the title from previous winners Park FC, who finished in second position. The former champions beat QC Mbarara by 4-3. However, Mengo City responded with a 10-0 victory over Crown Lubiri to emerge as champions with 57 points.
We have topped the table. We entered the game when Park was leading. Park was on top of the table by 2 points because it won its game. And yeah, the pressure, I admit the pressure was there, but then we handled the game. And we are really happy, as you can see the crowd. Everyone is glad and happy that we won.
Meanwhile, two-time league champions, Kaboa Dream Team, were filled with pride as they finished in the 3rd position on the 12-team table this season.
For the next season, we tell our fans, or we emphasize them that let them expect for more. We are targeting for the trophy. We are targeting, first of all, to keep our players so that they don't go in other teams, they don't take them, to keep that brotherhood. Then we see, but we are targeting victories in the next or in this coming season. Okay, the reason why we are playing after match, by the after match, it's a thanking. We just thank God. Then before the match, we pray, because you can't do everything in this world without Allah. God is a creator, so we do everything under God. That's why we pray before the game and we thank after the game.
Focus now shifts to the Uganda Cup semi-finals on Monday 19th May, as holders Park FC will take on Chisenyi and Mengo City will play Kabusu Clouds. Mashamiro Victor, UBC News.
Thank you for keeping us company throughout this entire bulletin. My name is Crispus Arineitwe. I want to wish you a very fruitful afternoon. Cheers.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.